This is a review of Night Callers Radio for Sunday, August 8th, 2010. It was a pretty great show. The guest was Rand Trusty. The original guests were actually supposed to be the individuals from Band of Bigfoot, but they couldn't make it. So anyway, it was Rand Trusty and the folks from Night Callers, that being Laurie Phillips, Lauren McGrory, Luke Gross, and JB. And they talked a good bit about some of the recent things that they've been involved with in the field of Sasquatch research. Some of the more recent findings that they've found, that they've made. They also talked to Rand Trusty about his research. And Footers was actually very, very good. I really enjoyed Footers tonight. It was about this mimicking going on in in the Amazon rainforest. Wildcats that are mimicking the pied tamarin. They're mimicking these cats. These big cats were mimicking monkeys, interestingly enough, and I found that to be quite a fascinating and interesting Footers, and really, really good. Miss Lauren always does a good job on that, and she did a great job on this, and I really enjoyed it. Even if it wasn't about Squatch, it was still very interesting. Mainly the show was just talking to Rand Trusty about his research, things of that nature. I called in and asked Bill Green's standard question for him because he wasn't there. What else happened? I also talked about. We talked a little bit about fact or faked. I was talking about the experiment that they did on that show, attempting to debunk Ray's Town Ray, which is a lake monster. I think in Pennsylvania, in a lake in Pennsylvania, and we talked about how the Fact or Faith crew attempted to debunk that, as it were. We also talked about a segment that Ms. Laurie had seen about where the team was out and they were investigating the Beast of Dartmoor, which is kind of a cross between a big cat and a hog, a feral hog. And they heard a growl, and they wanted to go right at the growl rather than backing away from it. Which, I mean, that's a little insane to go towards something you hear growling in the forest. And I don't mean a Sasquatch, I mean any other kind of predatory animal out there, like a hog or a bear or a cougar or something like that. No, thank you. I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm not going to tangle up with that. No, thank you. Anyway, it was a really great show, and I really enjoyed it. And I enjoy always talking to the Night Callers folks. Next Sunday, I can't remember what guests they're going to have for next Sunday, but it promises to be a great one. It'll be 7 Eastern, 6 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/nightcallers. Now, for MNBRT Radio tomorrow night, with the King Filibusterer, Abe Del Rio, and his co-host, Evelyn Daly, they're going to have Mark Peterson on. Mark Peterson is a horse wrangler, and he's a long-time crypto enthusiast and crypto researcher. He's been featured on several episodes of Monster Quest and also on Giganto the Real King Kong. He'll be the guest tomorrow night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/MNBRT. Then Bigfoot Quest will be on this Tuesday. I don't know what Bob and Mike have planned for that show. Maybe I can find out real quick. Maybe they've got something up on their on the Blog Talk website. But while I'm looking for that, in the meantime, I'll tell you about what's coming up on HBM's Crypto-Corner for this Wednesday. We're starting our, what I call an abbreviated Authors Month. We're going to have an abbreviated Authors Month this year. with only 3 authors. We've got, for this Wednesday night, we have the author of Valley of the Skookum, that being Miss Sally Shepard Walford. She wrote an excellent book, which I still am I still love that book, Valley of the Skookum. It's a great book. She really did a great job on it. And anybody who's familiar with Sally and familiar with her story and has read her book, you can't help but be impressed by it. I mean, yes, there are some elements in it that are a little controversial, and we'll talk about that on Wednesday night. It'll be 8 Eastern, 7 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/hbms-crypto-corner. Now let's see, the Bigfoot Quest page wasn't cooperating with me here for a second. Let's see if they got anything set up for the show for Tuesday night. Of course, HBM's be on Wednesday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, as I mentioned. They don't have anything set up for Bigfoot Quest for this Wednesday night. I'm hoping they'll have something set up by Tuesday night. But anyway, as always, we do encourage you to please tune in and support great research.